All right, it says we're live. I am not going to keep these glasses on. I have the lights off because it's a glare. So I'm not trying to look like the sun. I want you to actually be able to see me on here. And since we only have an hour, I'm going to go straight into it. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning around the world. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's November 20th. It's Sunday. It's Sunday bars. It's time to wake up. Guess what we're talking about today? Divine timing. Right now versus wrong now. Because everybody wants you to do something right now, but is it the wrong now? So let's go straight into it. The present. So this present moment right now is half of right now. And the present moment is half of the wrong now. Which side of duality are you working on or are you walking with? Do you believe that things can be perfect in this 3D life? I would say yes. Timing is one. The definition of perfect timing is when something happens at exactly the right or ideal time. The definition of divine timing, the belief that everything in your life happens at exactly the right moment. I like to call it perfect timing of the creator's mind that we live in. The same creator that created vibration, energy, and time, places, people, things, and challenges, and even more info into my life, your life, when we can handle it. Since we are at levels of reality that we attract to ourselves. So divine timing is always happening because it's interwoven into worse timing, killing time, wasted time, serious time, playtime, and millions of other titles of time. If you are not good at reading patterns, then you will only be able to observe and describe time through hindsight. The definition of hindsight is understanding of a situation or event only after it has happened or developed. So you make people with foresight yawn. Some parts of hindsight is fun. A proper observation of hindsight will allow you to see how God or the devil guides you or has guided you since birth. Because you're looking back. It's always important to note that you are the co-creator in your life. So it's up to you to co-create with the divine plan over your life by seeing the things that are being put in your life or into your life at divine timing, then working with it or working with them. So hindsight people feel like hell to foresight people. I'll say it again. Hindsight people feel like hell to foresight people. The definition of foresight, the ability to predict the ability to predict or the action of predicting what will happen or be needed in the future. So lion, bear, duck, lion, bear, duck, lion, bear, duck, lion, bear, put it in the chat. Duck. The only reason why you knew duck is because you knew the past pattern, the hindsight pattern of lion, bear, duck, lion, bear. So if I don't say nothing, you're ready for duck because you understand the pattern of duck coming after the lion and bear. Same thing with history. So how do you know when you're ready or when it's time? Because everybody's ready. It's the so-called right timing, right? It's the right time, right? How do you know when it's the right time and how do you know when you're ready? That's an easy question. You are ready when the reality arrives. Once it's here, you're ready for it. Unless the saying that God or the universe will never give you a reality that you're not ready for. Even if you don't feel like you're ready for it. Once the reality arrives, once it's here, you're ready for it. It's just a fact. So hindsight also helps you to see how you are ready for things. So again, think back. Look back, think back. How many times did you go through things in your past? And come on, y'all, think back. How many times did you go through something in your past and you thought you were not good enough, you weren't strong enough, you weren't smart enough to gain the victory in that particular moment? Hindsight also shows you how you have grown over the years. I need to get over the past. Hindsight sometimes shows you how you've grown over the years. So know that you are absolutely ready for whatever that you have to face or what you're currently facing. Watch this. Good night. Good night, you New York. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for telling me I'm ready for whatever I'm facing. No. Hold on. If you're on the right side of karma, then you can get through whatever comes your way. So I'm not one of them, everybody in the room, I don't care about your karma. You can get through anything you're facing. Yeah, make your donations to everybody in here. Everybody in here is prosperous. No. If you are on the right side of karma, then you can go through it. Then you can make it through whatever comes your way. Especially if you're on the right side of karma. Now, did I mention karma? All right. Now, how do you trust divine timing? Like, who do you think you are? But I got to trust divine timing. Okay. How do you trust divine timing? Don't try to trust divine timing. Trust your timing behavior or how you behave in times. So you all know the times in your life. How do you behave in times, in those times? The definition of trust is a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength in someone or something. Now, control freaks are hell when it comes to trust. I'll say it again. Control freaks are in hell when it comes to trust. Because they only trust their judgment. Even though their judgment styles introduced them to all the men or women that broke their hearts throughout their lives. So now they want more control. And if you think I'm lying, ask it. If you think I'm lying, name one control freak that don't want more control. That are not trying to find another way to get more control. That's a prison. Watch this. Only if it works. It's not a prison. So let go of your so-called controls, you freaks. Let go of your control freakiness and begin obeying the signs. Now, street signs keep you safe on the roads, and life signs keep you safer in life. I'll say it again. Street signs keep you safer on the roads, and life signs keeps you safer in life. This is letting go. This will allow you not to force things. You will begin to observe, allow, and work with reality more. Being patient. Being patient by being distracted with working on the things you can actually control. Man, I'm trying to work on what I can't control. You need to be patient, right? And remember patient, because I'm about to use that word patient in another way of waiting, because that's our problem. Divine timing is not our problem. It's the waiting that. Being patient by being distracted with working on the things that you can actually control. Pest control companies, they stand by their abilities to control or so-called control pests, right? Well, control can be a pest inside of humans that needs to be controlled with less freak and more knowledge. I'll say it again. Control can be a pest inside of us that needs to be controlled with less freak and more knowledge. Get it? Control freaks versus control knowledge. And how do you control a freak anyways? Moving on. Let's move on. A meaning of divine timing. So the meaning or a meaning. I like to say a meaning because there's so many different meanings. No, it don't mean that. It mean. I'll say a meaning of divine timing. It's the belief that everything in your life happens at exactly the right moment. Though things or events may seem tough, unusual, or not making sense, divine timing assures that the universe is placing people, things, challenges, and more into your life only when you can handle them. This is unbearable. My enemies are huge. I'm over here like, man, I didn't even know I had enemies like that. So I must be able to handle it. I didn't know they was that big. Well, hold on. I didn't know I was that big to be handling something that big. Right moment. What is the right moment? A suitable or opportune time for doing something, occasion, opportunity, or chance. Wrong moment. Wrong place at the wrong time energy, or unlikely to yield good results. So, there are answers and solutions in everything, but humans can't focus on everything. We are figuring out life through our focus on some things. The definition of everything is all things, all the things of a group or class. Since bad timing and perfect timing comes out of the everything, then we know that all times can't be considered divine timing. But when bad times happen, they turn out for our good. Because the present means that everything is happening right now. Have you ever been on a road named One Thing? And when you keep driving on the same road called One Thing, it can turn into another road called Another Thing. If you keep driving, it's the same with life. Get it? If you keep driving, it's the same with life. All of your bad time roads are connected to your so-called good time roads. If you keep driving. Now, if your drive or your so-called drive is in the right directions, let's say the right directions, you will eventually drive on your good time roads again. Because you've been tired of driving yourself crazy, get it? Driving yourself crazy on those so-called bad time roads. So whose time are you on? I'm an entrepreneur, I work for myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm independent. Shout out to everybody that think they on their own time. When a human asks the divine for something, that same human must understand that your obtainment of that desire will not be on human time or human timing versus divine timing. Staring at your watch while asking for divine things. I'm sorry. Let me rename your watch. Staring at your human watch while asking for divine things. I don't get that. Can y'all help me get that? Remember, We all cool with divine timing. We just don't like the wait. Now remember the wait. And remember the patience and waiting and patience and waiting and patience. Remember, we almost there. Time flies when you're having fun because time is an illusion. Everything that has ever existed on earth is right now. So does time change throughout at least 10 dimensions? Shout out to the scientists, the nerds that want to listen. Tell me some nerdy scientific stuff. Well, I can easily explain the dimensions. So we're in the third dimension. I can easily explain 1 through 10. And some people I've heard go higher, but some of their explanations, I was like, I don't know about that. But again, it's not up to me. It's, whatever you like. Shout out to Coming to America movies. But the creator of time, right? So I can easily explain the dimensions through 1 through 10. And some people can go higher, but the creator of time or the cause of time, so whatever you want to say, the creator of time, I don't believe in the creator, whatever. I'll say the cause. I dare you say you don't believe in cause and effect. So the cause of time still operates outside of time. And time does operate different in those different dimensions. Because time is a perception. And dimensions are definitely a perception change. Get it? So this is them. Well, Jason, how do you really know that? Because your waking reality operates outside of your dream realities, but can be connected to your daydreams. Because it's still using the same mind. The causing mind. You understand what it means to cause mind? To cause mind means that mind or time didn't exist until you caused it. Like babies. Leon, you caused this baby in me, Leon. Dang it, Leon, you caused that baby. You caused another baby. Shout out to Nick Cannon. Are y'all ready? No. Are y'all ready to manifest everything you want? I promise you. I figured it out with some of the smartest people on the planet. Some of y'all are on here right now, but it's only 1:30. You know what I'm saying? This is for the future. Who's watching this? If y'all don't listen to anything that y'all going to hear from me this morning, hear this part. You ready? Because it changed my life even researching this. Everybody has a divine time, and everybody is sick of waiting. And I said, how can we make the wait doper? Shout out to the people outside of the culture that don't know what doper means. It's like, oh my God, he's talking about drugs. Doper means better. I don't know why I said doper, but I'm going to say doper. For the youth that is watching, that's going to automatically know what doper means. Okay. Have patience. Patience can sound like something I can do or sounds medical to me. Your divine waiting rooms. That's our only problems. Many people don't like dealing with or waiting on divine timing because the waiting rooms sucks. The waiting rooms. Imagine going to the doctor's office and the waiting room is full of horror pictures of bad surgeries, of the same surgeries you were about to get. You're literally like, oh my God, I'm so scared of this surgery. And the waiting room is full of those surgeries going wrong in the waiting room. Or the waiting room had no TVs, magazines, or furniture. Divine timing sucks for you because you never invested or renovated your divine waiting rooms. I have a new show idea for MTV. MTV presents Pimp My Divine Waiting Rooms. This show dramatically expedites divine timing arrivals. So you ever flew in a plane and you arrived? Or you ever drove in a car or rode in a car and you arrived? Well, divine timing arrivals, This show dramatically expedites divine timing arrivals because we made time fly. We made time fly by renovating our divine waiting rooms. Everybody has a divine waiting room. Everybody talking about real estate. That's one of the most important renovations of real estate in your mind. So mental real estate, which I think is the most important land. Renovating your divine waiting rooms. So the waiting process is the process that we hate the most. So watch this. Watch how crazy this sounds. When is the last time you were mad that you had to leave a waiting room? Well, damn it, it should be today. Man, we got to leave. Watch this. Man, we got to leave the waiting room right now. Now, Jason, you too happy. Let's talk about our haters. All right. Change my face. Give them credit. I don't know why. But I call my haters or my enemies, I call them a loud enemy time. We're still talking about time. Your so-called enemies may be allowed to come against you for a time. There will also be a time that you will be allowed to retaliate at the highest levels against your so-called enemies. Yeah, Jason, that's what I'm talking about. But just because you're currently allowed to do something doesn't make it right or doesn't make it smart, if that makes sense. Oh, I get to run them over with my car now? Yeah, but it doesn't make it right or smart. And whatever choice you make, that choice is connected to your lifetime membership. You always talking about the gym. No. Your life is connected to time, right? So whatever choice you make is connected to your lifetime membership. So instead of talking about a gym, let's talk about prison. When a prisoner is doing a bid but commits new crimes and those charges get tacked on to their original prison sentence. So I'll say this again. Your so-called enemies may be allowed to come against you for a time. And there will be a time that you will be allowed to retaliate at the highest levels. I can taste this retaliation. But just because you're currently allowed to do something doesn't make it right or smart. Because think about it. I heard that black on black crime and gang violence. Haven't you noticed that you're allowed to shoot them and they're allowed to shoot you and everybody's allowed at certain times? So it doesn't stop. It only stops when it's your time to retaliate. Because it ain't that. Watch it, man. Jason being a punk. No. It's not being a punk. It's being smart, because whatever choice I make is connected to my time. And I'm a member of life right now. So my lifetime membership. So most of us can't hear nothing but bad. So let's think about something bad. Because you can connect stuff to time. So again, if you were in prison and you were doing the bid and you commit new crimes, those charges can get tacked onto your time. And if you think that only happens in prison, getting tacked onto your time only is happening in prison, you must be out of your mind. You're right, because you can have a prison in your mind. Exactly. There's other forms of prison. But what do you mean by allowed? Well, to give someone permission to do something, to give the necessary time or opportunity for. So finally, it's time for some action. Time for some action. Divine action, that is. Divine intervention. Because think about it. Have you ever heard people talk about divine intervention? Well, divine intervention is the action during divine timing. Because we talk about divine intervention, but do you talk about divine intervention during divine timing? Even in relationships, people want to know when. When will they change? When will they come back? When will they go away? When will they brush their teeth? If there are blockages keeping you away from love or opportunities, consider that coming together or having it the wrong time. Because at the wrong time may not be a great ideal. Oftentimes, the person needs to learn a lesson or the proper environment is being prepared. So give it time, and that process won't be allowed to happen until it's time. Jason, I have a hard time letting go of the past. Yeah, everybody does. You have a hard time letting go of the past that you don't know how to let go of. And think about it. So many scumbag things happen, and a lot of people don't face what they're doing, so you don't get to talk about it. So guess what? You don't even know how to let go of the past, because a lot of people don't even know how to speak about the scumbag stuff that they do, including everybody in the room. So you can't let go of the past. Imagine going to a movie that you don't understand. So the past is kind of a movie you don't understand. Watch this. Yeah, and let go of it. Well, I need to understand it to let go of it. No, just let go. Get away from my car, please. Letting go of the past to have a better future. Now, what you are doing. So, the past, let's call it a day. Let's say your past happened on a day. Okay? Let's say it happened on a Tuesday. What were you doing the day before, that Monday? So if Tuesday was the worst day of your life, or Tuesday was that worst trauma of your life, what were you doing on Monday? You were probably navigating life as balanced as you could, right? Think about it. That was the day or days before your worst day or worst trauma of your life. So you were trying to be as balanced as you navigate through life. So when that so-called trauma stopped you, or that bad day stopped you, your new stopping behaviors helped you or hurt you. They usually hurt you. And you turn down your life. And Lil Jon is yelling at the car, turn down for what? Because I'm hurt, Lil Jon. And Lil Jon is like, turn down for what? If you're hurt, you got to get used to working hurt until you can work healed. You're going to have to work. No, I got medical leave and well, you're going to have to work through it. Oh, I still got to clock in. Yeah. If you don't go to a job, you still got to work through it in your mind. You still got to go to work. Let's work. You still got to work. Job or no job. So you're going to work hurt. But we have ways to help you to work healed. Working hurt is merely getting comfortable with the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable again, and then you must elevate again. Let's move on. Allowed free will versus divine fate time versus destiny time. So, fate is often conceived as being divinely inspired. Fate is about the present, where every decision as an individual has made or has led them to their present scenario. However, destiny is the future scenario, which cannot be determined by decisions an individual will make. So destiny, the events that will necessarily happen to a particular person or thing in the future, the hidden power believed to control. So let's call it dark matter, right? Majority of space is dark matter. The hidden power believed to control what will happen in the future, our fate. Okay. Do we have free will? Yeah, we have free will. Imagine placing a mouse in a box. The mouse has free will inside of the box, but the box only is so big, so the mouse is free, right? Freedom, free, has been dramatically or drastically restricted. So what if the free in free will gets cut down? So imagine God giving free will and you having limited freedoms, if that makes sense. Weren't you satisfied? Imagine God giving free will and imagine man limiting your freedoms. So all time, so we're back to time. I thought he was talking about time. All time. I thought he was talking about divine timing. Which one's bigger, divine timing or all time? All time is interwoven into divine timing and even bad timing. Bad timing, man. This is bad timing, man. This is bad timing. This is bad timing. Come on, what do you want? This is bad timing. My God, this cannot be happening. This is bad timing. Bad timing and divine timing is interwoven in all time. Everything that happens to or for humans is a part of a bigger picture. I personally, now check this out. I personally know DJs and party promoters that wanted to throw parties to make some extra money or to get their names out there. That's marketing. I personally know stories of people meeting the love of their lives at these parties. And I know people who have met death at these parties. Now, did the DJs and party promoters know this? Or were they worried about getting paid in marketing? Let's make extra money and let's do marketing. But again, some people met the love of their lives. And the DJ just wanted to get paid and market it. And then some people lost their lives because the DJ wanted to get paid and market it. So life is like our roadways, right? Everybody drives on a road. All roads connect, but we have to qualify for road access on the higher vibrational roads. Don't believe me? Pull up on the White House and try to drive wherever you want. Since you can go anywhere you want. Without qualifications, though. Because if you have the right qualifications, you can pull up to the White House and say, hey, how you doing? I qualify to drive wherever I want. Yeah. All right, thank you. And you drive wherever you want. That road is still connected to the road that everybody gets to drive, who has the right to drive on. But it's not connected to the road that you have to have qualifications to ride on. It's the ego that wants you to know everything before walking on the path of experiences with an S. Not experiences. So again, the ego wants you to know everything before walking on the path of experiences. And that co-creates an anxiety and fear and depression in a person. So many people also call this destination addiction. Right? You know a junkie? A so-called junkie, how actors used to play junkies. You always scratch your right or left arm. Everybody is being programmed to do this when it comes to destinations. Once you become a destination addict, the processes and journeys that get you to a destination. Imagine wanting to go somewhere and be like, man, I'm so tired of driving to the places or I'm so tired of this plane flight. But you want to be places, but you don't like how you get there. Right? So again, once you become a destination addict, the processes and the journeys to your so-called destinations, you may not even appreciate that no more. But let's go back to the 90s and 80s. That's like wanting the Jerry curl and not wanting to experience the processes. You're going to get the Jerry curl, but you got to go through the process. There is no such thing as the past or future. Watch this. Yes, it is. Let me finish. There's no such thing as the past or future, if not connected by the present moment. Jason, are you saying, hold on, let me make sure I'm hearing you right. Are you saying, because I am stuck in the future, I'm futuristic, I'm looking forward, yeah, you're right, I'm stuck in the past. Because a lot of people say, you're stuck in the past. And it's like, no. You try to set my house on fire. I'm not stuck in the past, you're just dangerous, I just don't rock with you no more. Does that make sense? Because a lot of people will be like, you get accused of being stuck in the past, but it's like, no. You get accused of being stuck in the past by some of the most scumbag people on the planet. Again, I'm going to say it again. You try to burn my house down. And you complain every time I see you, I want to break your jaw. I'm not stuck in the past. I just saw a person that just tried to burn my house down. That's all. Man, you need to get over that. Yeah, if you cut me off in traffic, I'll probably get over that day. But what you did was different. But even that, y'all, there is no such thing as the past or future if not connected by the present moment. Everything that has or that will ever exist exists in the present moment. No, in the future, in the past. None of that even exists without the connectivity of the present moment. You open up that present moment. Come on, let's act like it's Christmas time, right? It's almost Christmas, right? Let's go through a real good Christmas. It's called the present moment. So let's open up that present moment properly by being open. Ooh, another opening. To be an opening to right knowledge. Let's go to a so-called bad Christmas. And a bad present or gift is being open to wrong knowledge. Right and wrong knowledge are both connected to right and wrong outcomes. Divine timing can be sped up. Because again, we're looking for divine timing. Divine timing can be sped up by fun work. Fun work. Since fun speeds up time. We do know this. Since fun speeds up time, all we have to do is work in time. So, and we all have work in time, right? So, work exists in time. We just need to speed up the time by having fun work. How do we do this? Well, one component to this is divine preparation. Divine preparation. So let's just say divine timing is coming, right? Your divine timing for whatever. I don't care if you're the first millionaire in your family. I don't care if you're the first this, the first that, this, and this. You're not getting it until your divine timing, right? Right. So let's just say your divine timing is coming. Then shouldn't you be best prepared? Think about it. If your divine timing is coming, shouldn't you be best prepared? Yes, I think you should. So I will call that divine preparation. Divine preparation happens at that newly renovated divine waiting room. Remember the waiting room? The Pimp My Divine Waiting Room show? Remember? Go to work. Go to your MTV Pimp My Divine Waiting Room show. Everybody has a show. And depression is in us. So you know those fast food restaurants, how they're constantly renovating? Do that to your waiting room. Because again, depression hangs out in the old waiting room. And again, you waiting for your time to come, but you in a nasty waiting room. You don't even got no furniture in the waiting room. The magazines you got in the waiting room is just not worth reading. You can't wait to get out of your waiting room versus, it's time to leave the waiting room. Remember, there will always be a time for good and there will always be a time for bad. Ecclesiastes 3:8. Ecclesiastes 3:8. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war. A time of war. We're going through wars. Are they trying to go to war with me? Are y'all really want to go to war with me? And a time of peace. So according to Ecclesiastes 3:8, if you create a war or if a war is being brought to you, don't nut up. It's time. Fight back. Because it's time. Believe in yourself like you never believed in your life if you're on the right side of karma. Because it's time. And when you win that war, and when you hit them ants with a sledgehammer, according to Ecclesiastes 3:8, there's a time for peace. Grow your beard out and chill with the grandchildren. But again, if a war is brought to you and you're on the right side of karma, you better fight like you never fought in your life, and you will win. I hate them. Well, according to Ecclesiastes 3:8, there's a time to hate. It didn't say a time that people will hate. It said a time to hate. So it's like, but again, just think about context. You can hate cholesterol and laziness. That's what I'm saying? But it's not about that. But okay. The creator of good and evil, light and dark, is also the creator of time. Okay? So this means that there is a divine time for good to come to you. Now listen to this part. This is iconic. Really feel me on this. So this means that there is a divine time for good to come to you. And there is a divine time that bad will come to you via karma. Yep. Stop clapping. Or just for cosmic testing purposes. Sometimes your karma does not. Watch this. I don't do anything bad to anybody. I'm just super nice to everybody. I have the best karma. That person will still be tested with bad. You must be out of your mind if you think you're still not going to be tested with bad. But I am tested with bad, but my karma's clean. That test is way more fun than, I'm tested with bad according to my karma. Now again, people talk. Well, Jason, I heard this. You probably did hear some stuff, but you probably heard it from one of my haters. And everything I heard about you, did I really ask myself, like, am I talking to one of your haters? No, I just heard something about you. I didn't look into it like, why are they telling me this right now? And if I asked both of y'all if you two are beefing, then I would be like, oh, that's why you told me. And you just got to understand, why are people telling you stuff? Because the creator of good and evil, light and dark, and it's also the creator of time. So there's going to be a time that you're going to experience these things. So this means that there is a divine timing for good to come to you, and there's a divine time that bad will come to you via karma or just for cosmic testing purposes. The definition of test: a procedure intended to establish the quality, performance, or reliability of something, especially before it's taken into widespread use or practice. So, back to time. Time works best with a plan. So divine timing must be connected to a divine plan. Who makes plans without adding a time schedule to it? What are the divine plans for your life? And from what perspectives will these so-called divine plans be coming from? Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism. What perspective? And does the divine plan for your life change with each religion? Or is the divine plan for your life unchanging, like the divine creator never changes? And if you think the creator changes, is it really change, or is it a so-called new discovery that has always been here? And we humans are just now figuring it out or remembering. Shout out to Ancient Kemetic Sciences. Everybody knows what that means, if y'all know that. So, as humans, we yearn to control things. We want to be in charge of every little aspect of our lives. But absolute control is not possible. That's why I'm so unattracted to so-called control freaks. Despite the so-called control freaks' efforts to control all things, something will always elude their grasp and it will assume its own flow. So I'll say it again. I'll say it like this. Despite the so-called control freaks' efforts to control all things, some things will always elude their grasp and assume its own flow. What's its own flow? Its own flow is really pieces of divine plan coming out as a reality to be believed or not believed. And humans were created, according to, if you research religious texts, humans were really created with the intent of abundant living, fruitfulness through productive growth, however you want to define that, multiplication and expansion, as well as structure and organization. That seemed to be a part of a divine plan. So deep down, humans, we know this is true. Each of us, now check this out. Each of us has a different and similar inner sense of God's original intent inside of all of us. And since we are all borrowing pieces of God's mind, then we're all kind of like-minded. Some people will not get that. I don't know how, but some people won't get that. But if we're all borrowing pieces of, kind of like if your computers are all borrowing the Wi-Fi, they're kind of like-minded. Just kidding. That's why so many independent people are lonely humans. They feel, I'll say that's why so many so-called independent or lonely humans, they feel stuck. Because we're supposed to be mixing our inner God with like-minded humans' inner gods to formulate the biggest God. Kind of like those Power Rangers or Voltron TV shows. Jason, I need some Bible. Okay. Well, Matthew 18:20. Matthew 18:20 says, "For where two or three are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them." The biggest God energy, according to Matthew 18:20. For you that needed scripture. So this scripture is a direct enemy to any so-called independence movements. Read it again. Okay. For where two or three, man, I do everything on my own. For where two or three, man, it's all about independence. Independence. Do it on your own. For where two or three are gathered. Did it say where two or three are arguing? Where two or three are gathered. Did it say where two or three were fighting or beefing? Where two or three are gathered together in my name, there I am. In the midst of them. So that sounds like some big guy energy. So that scripture is in direct conflict or direct enemy to any so-called independence movements. Shout out to the Declaration of Independence. I know. What is the best way to let go and to let time? Did he say let go and let God? No, I didn't say let go and let God. I said, what is the best way to let go and let time? If you let go, you are giving control to who? One of the people that's a part of the 130 group that I interviewed said visualizing you releasing it. Can you visualizing yourself releasing a cup that you're drinking? I don't even want to play because I broke my glass. But can you visualize you releasing a cup? Yeah, Jason, that's easy. I know. So visualizing yourself letting go. Oh, I get it. Because that begins the reality of you someday releasing it. Even if you don't know what. I don't know what I'm releasing. Even if you don't know what you're releasing or how you're releasing it, just visualizing the release is a healthy way to let the divine plan happen. It's like taking out the trash, but nobody really explained what taking out the trash is. We'll eventually get it. I don't need that. I don't need that. You'll learn how to release. Practice makes perfect. You're just not used to releasing because I'm holding all this in and I'm going to build a wall around it. It's like, how do you take the trash out with the wall around? Well, I don't take the trash out. I keep everything and it piles up. Visualizing the release is a healthy way to take out the trash and to let the divine plan happen. The divine timing comes before, during, and after letting go of the steering wheel. But keeping your foot on the gas. So the new taker of the wheel can get you there on the divine route, not your route. But keep your foot on the gas. And shout out to Jesus taking the wheel with your foot on the gas. And your foot on the gas is the faith and the works. But Jesus got the wheel. But y'all see where I'm coming from, right? Letting go and letting time. To me, the best way to let go and to let time is to write down everything you want to accomplish. Then, put it away in a safe place. Keep writing until you can't write anymore. And once you have everything written down, what we do next? Once you got everything written down, have some drums playing. What do we do next? Stop talking about it. Stop asking about it. Stop fearing about it. And just work for it. Let your work do the talking. If you have to tell others, please make sure they're really in your tribe. Okay? Because this is the best form of manifestation. Because, oh no, Jason, explain. I will. I know you want to argue that. Because, number one, you asked what you wanted. Number two, you wrote it down plainly. Number three, you are silently working for it and on it. 4, you are not bringing additional energies to it by speaking extra negativity on it or telling everyone. 5, you are allowing it versus wanting it. 6, when it arrives, looking different than what you expected. Now, please check this out. When it arrives, it's here, looking different than what you expected. You are accepting what it is versus what it should be. 7, by accepting the divine plan allows you to work within divine reality. You get it? Divine plans are connected to divine realities versus sucky realities. Versus the delusional realities that depression and suicide live well in. So these are worlds that could be entered. And last but not least, number 8, Use hindsight to analyze life and to seek counsel from the best with foresight to add to your future systems of manifestation. So, having a better understanding, and comprehension of history will show you that life is nothing more than a remembering of the macro. Since we're all pieces of God's different levels of reality that's happening in the mind of that God universally, I'll say it like this, okay. Since we all, so say we were computers using a Wi-Fi system, right? Since we are all pieces of God's different levels of reality or Wi-Fi that's happening in the mind that God is universally using, because some people will be like, God is bigger than mine. I believe that. So I say God is using his mind. Means everything we need is already here. If we're inside of God's mind right now, it's like, what does your dreams need? What more does your dreams need from you? Your dreams don't need nothing. Your dreams that has everything they want because it's in your head right now. So, since God is not mind, you got to think bigger, guys. Again, mind is pretty huge, but God is not mind. God is the cause of mind. So God can operate outside of the laws of mind. But since humans or mankind can't operate outside of the laws of mind, then I will use mind as the great connector of people. If we are different sections of universal mind, then that's why we are so fascinated with figuring it all out. Because all of it is around us now, being used by other humans or humans that lived before us. That's why group exchange is so important, because all of it is nothing more than sections of God's mind interacting with each other. Jason, I thought we were talking about divine timing. Yeah, whatever. Be ready when divine timing hits you. Are you personally, again, take self-inventory. Are you even personally ready for the exact time of divine timing? Of the things that you want, of the things that you always wanted manifested? Or shout out to the people who, I don't think about the stuff that I want. Well, it's coming. So the things that you think about or shut up is coming. Are you personally ready for the exact time of divine timing? Because when it comes, it's usually a phone call, a text, a running into each other, a dropping something on the ground and they help you pick it up. Stuff like that. So in close, some of you know more about CP time than you know about divine time. And here's a question. Does divine time mix well with CP time? And I'm not talking about Chris Paul time. I'm talking about color people time. What's color people time? I am not a color person. The definition of color people time is, according to the Urban Dictionary. Look how I say that with confidence. The Urban Dictionary. This is a stereotype of Black Americans as not punctual, frequently or constantly being late. So, CP time is also connected to a frequency of carelessness flow level that is connected to a particular type of power. So again, remember, there's a power in not caring, y'all. I'm telling you. I'm going to be nice I'm going to be nice. I'm not even going. So remember, CP time is connected to a frequency of carelessness flow level. Okay? So, there's a power in not caring. It's not a total power, but it's a superpower. And it could be a super villain. So if CP time belongs to certain Negroes, wrong time belongs to negativity, wasted time belongs to chaos, divine timing belongs to the creator of all of this, well, at least NASA told